Alright, this keyboard here is the perfect match to the Cube 500. Two good friends and macaron. Welcome to Machines and More. So we're going to be taking a quick look at a keyboard that Cooler Master is launching today. This one is the MK770, and no, you don't have to get it in this color. I thought I might check out their brightest, most cheerful color scheme, so here we are. And the other one is mostly grayscale, so if that's more your style, then I imagine that might mesh better with most setups. Before we begin, big thanks to Cooler Master for providing us with the test sample here, but I'm not paid by them for this review. And like all the reviews on this channel, you can expect independent feedback. Okay, so what do we have here? 95% layout, so that means you have a 10 key, but that's pushed in, and therefore you have a mostly full keyboard, but in a compact form factor. The one that I have here for the test here is the US version, and it's got 98 keys. 3 modes of connection. Toggle that up here between wired and Bluetooth and the 2.4G dongle. And polling rates on the wired and dongle, they're higher at 1000 Hertz compared to 125 Hertz over Bluetooth. On the bottom here, the dongle has a nice little house right under the legs. Okay, so it can sit right there, and you can always keep that safe. These legs are 2-position. Okay, so there you can do the smaller height, or big height, for a higher angle. Keycaps on this one are 85%, or at least 85% PBT, and since this board is RGB capable, part of the keycap is transparent to allow the lighting through. So switch options, they went with Kale Box V2s here, and those are really good switches. The one that I tested here is the white, and that's more comparable to Cherry Blue. Or you can choose the Kale Red, which that still provides good feedback, but it's a little good bit quieter, it's not clicky. So on the topic of sound, that is probably my favorite thing about this keyboard. It just sounds really, really good. They've integrated a gasket structure into the keyboard body, and along with the silicone dampers, the whole experience, both with general typing and gaming, it's fantastic. There's very minimal vibration while still giving you the right amount of feedback. The tuning is just, all I can say is just fantastic. Of course, one of the downsides, it's a very heavy and it's a dense feeling keyboard, and it's just over a kilogram. So if you do intend on traveling with something like this, then just be aware. So one of my daily drivers is an ROG keyboard with Cherry Blue, and although that's a different form factor and switches, you can really see the effectiveness of Cooler Master's tuning with the dampening. So take a quick listen here. So you do have cross-platform compatibility here, Windows of course, and you do have the command and option labeling for use with Mac OS, and you can also customize the key mapping and the lighting with Cooler Master's Master Plus software. You also have this wheel on the top right here, and by default it was mapped to volume up or volume down upon scrolling, and you can also click it, and by default that's mute and unmute, but that's also something that you can remap. Okay, so the one that I received actually came like this. The numbers 1 to 4 were swapped with the F1 to F4 keys. Now it's really an early sample, so it's not a big concern here. But I did want to just say, oh, we can swap it out really easily with the included tool. Okay, so just pull it out. So you can swap the keycaps over with the included tool pretty easily and just kind of fix it up. You can also hot swap the switches themselves. Okay, so if you damage one, or somehow it needs to be replaced, or you just want to switch out every switch, very easy to do, and I like that they've made it user serviceable that way. So look and feel, especially the feel, is very good. And one thing about this particular form factor that you do have to get used to is on the 10 key, you do have a chance of really fat fingering this right arrow key, but that's really not something unique to this particular board, but the layout in general. So you can run this wired or wireless. One thing I noticed, the battery life, it actually left me a bit wanting. On a full charge, running on Bluetooth connected to my SKUs X670 mini-itx gaming system, which has an antenna about 70 centimeters away, I got about a day's use out of it wirelessly, and that included typing, gaming. There's nothing atypical going on here. I turned it off overnight, and a few hours into the next day it was at 14%, at which point it started to lose connection intermittently, and this was with the lighting at the default setting. Now with the lighting turned off, it actually didn't seem to work that much better. So empirically, about 10% of the keyboard's battery equated to roughly an hour of gaming use, which is okay, but not great. This is a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, so it really shouldn't be that low. But unless something changes with the current production model, I'd say the wireless functionality, that would be more of a use sparingly or type of thing, or just plug it in every night. Charging empty to full took about 2.5 hours, so if you do want to run it wirelessly in the day and then just plug it in overnight, then that's totally fine. So overall, I think it's a good keyboard. It just feels really, really good to use. And certainly if you're looking for a good mechanical keyboard to pair with your Macaron Cube 500, I think you will really enjoy the MK770 from Cooler Master. So I hope you found this review helpful. For more content like this, please remember to be subscribed. Please also give a like if you enjoyed this. Links down below. Thanks for watching.